Then we're gonna do a little discussion on the floods. Okay, so now here, corpses in trees and rats on a raft. The Great Dayton Flood of 1913. That's another Ohio flood.
Yep. Ohio was big because that's what the Rockefellers, they made.
That's the Buckeye State. And the Buckeye is the bullseye, and the bullseye directs it.
Yep, right. And that's alchemy right there for the that's high level shit.
It's a flood warning should have been sent down the coast, but somebody didn't send it, right?
Yep. Straight up. Real
Can you see
shit.
the date at the top?
Date is it looks like 19. Man, I can't tell you. Like just look like some 1953. That's what it looked like. June
it might
26, 19 something. 53. Like I see the June 20 something. It was so
look, somebody had a case open on this flood because look, jury thinks worse could have been avoided.
Right, because they didn't send down the goddamn thing. Go ahead.
Now we will go into the body of this article because that's some interesting shit. But right now we're just showing the floods.
Okay.
Great flood disaster. See if we can get that date.
It looked like
right.
November. I can't see. It's like November the 3rd, and that the last. I can't even tell you what the last part, but I can tell it's like November the 3rd, and then I can't see that the date, the last part. But it like I say, like 19 something.
Okay, now look at this giant wall of water.
Yeah,
smashes over East Coast, brings death and injury to thousands. At 1 a.m., 350 dead, many missing.
Weather weapon.
Families trapped for a second night as tides hit town. Right? You see what's a cripples die in bed.
Damn, that's messed up, bro.
These are old codes too.
Yeah, cripples. Yeah, crips.
The little children on the altar. You see that in the middle?
Yeah. Oh shit! What the hell going on here, right? They shooting. They fucking with us here.
This is one of them newspapers that was used by the lodges to flip codes. Because I'm seeing shit that's talking about.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm seeing some other shit that's just wind talking language, but it's just not applicable now. So I ain't even translated it, but I'm seeing it.
I see it too, bro. The little kid on the altar, the cripples died in the bed. At 1 a.m. Oh yeah. So you know that 1 a.m. is when man, it's Masonic, this 1 a.m. because I remember reading some on the 1 a.m. and at 3.
Look, you see where it say at 1, right?
Yeah.
Million Man March, 8-tone speech. And when you hear the 8-tone, we will be at 1.
Yeah, I see it. Go ahead. That's fire.
Go to the next man. Go to the next one.
That's fire.
Yeah, you about to
it's definitely fucking cold in this shit, man. I wish we could have that paper.
A lot of codes. U.S. Marines attack, 9 die in a flood. Look, widow and 8 children drowned.
Damn.
More codes. The Monroe News.
That's
Star.
You know the niggas that's running this shit is them same niggas, man. It's mental games. California, we don't never really flood to Cali.
This is called Flood Mazurka. It's in California. Blow it up and go to the bottom and get the date.
All right. This motherfucker had to be old.
This one was in Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento. I can't see the date on it, but this definitely damn show in the 30s or something like that.
There's a lot of floods, man. Look at the people in the street in the boats. Remember the other picture?
Yeah. This was happening a lot. This was happening a lot back then. And
no, it wasn't. No. It's spaced out in increments.
Yeah.
It's spaced out all over the country.
Strategic. It's more strategic.
There you go. These events are not common to any of the areas that's being reported. or else you would have had many floods since then. That means there's an outside force or factor that is deviating the environment from its normal precipitation or water intake.
That endless shit. Go ahead.
But we ain't got to the science part yet. We're just showing different cities across the land, right? That's been flooded. Go on the next picture. What's this one we got here? No, this is a Sacramento secret, the final group. Look at this flood. Go to the picture. Look at the flood.
Yep.
Now you see how they block the water out?
Yep.
You use levees, right?
Yep. We got plenty of levees down here in Louisiana.
Yeah, this is a levee right there, but it's water on both sides of the levee.
Yeah. They blew it. Son. Hey, you know, this happened to Katrina, man. We had like down in Louisiana, we got levees.
Yep. We ain't got to Katrina yet. We're just looking at the old reports. We just going over old reports because we're gonna go over military strategy at the end.
All right. Yeah, this definitely is some shit that's gonna go down with this.
That's first picture. That's the same flood.
Okay, all right. So it pays to have a boat, seeing like
yeah. This one right here is a different city in the Midwest. I forgot what city it was.
Yeah, it look just off looking at it. I'm telling man, it could be. It look like it's a more upscale place, like San Francisco, somewhere like that. It could be like
that's not West Coast.
I'm not talking about St. Louis. That's what I'm thinking about.
Could be St. Louis.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. See what we got. We're just gonna scan through them all. Let the people look at them. Then we're gonna talk about the water.
They got hit hard here.
See if that one got a title at the bottom of it, Elder.
It don't got no title. That's it right there.
I think that's a Chicago flood, either Chicago or New York.
That's what it looks like. It's like more Chicago because it got like open space. Like Chicago, it's got a lot of downtown, but it's got like an open space. Like this with a river. They got a river that run through Chicago. Yeah,
that little river that run downtown, though, that's not that. This the streets. This water,
right?
This water in the streets right here. Come to the next one.
All right, they get this out of here, bro. All right, flood in New York. That rarely happens. Ever.
Now, here's the irony about New York. New York is surrounded by water and marshways, but the people that build the Shinnecock canals that's organic over there, they never build in the flood zone. They've been there thousands of years. You could tell these are new construction homes.
Yeah, more.
When I say new construction, I mean post-settlers.
Yeah.
Right. These not the ones that was here before the settlers came. Them that's early 1900s construction right there.
Yeah, sure is. It's Dutch. It look Dutch looking. The building style look Dutch. How they got the building stack right here, the stagger building. This right here look like a Dutch buildings. The way they got they born, the style of the house. It looked like a Dutch agriculture.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
We ain't gonna linger on them too long. We just try to show the different cities in the flood. South Buffalo flood, 1900. That's Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, Buffalo, New York.
Right. See that people got the horse and carriage walking through the water.
So
that's probably about 3 feet of water.
Man, how the hell Buffalo get flooded? That's what I mean, making upstate New York, ain't it?
Yep. You hardly ever hear about floods in Buffalo.
Nah, ever. You hear about snowstorms and shit. Like,
these are the things that you think about when you hear it's called a city out. Think to yourself, when was the last time I ever heard that city flooded?
Yeah, right.
Because if it's not normal for it to flood, and it didn't normally flood before, and it don't normally flood after, there's an abnormality in the middle.
Man, you got the ass, Rod. You got them. Go ahead.
Next.
All right, this right here is revisit the 1915 Erie flood.
Erie flood. That's Lake Erie. Lake Erie flooded I don't know if it was in Michigan, upstate, but after the flood, this was the damage that was done. Now notice the water didn't stay. Everywhere else, the water just sitting there. Here you don't. This after the flood, this is the damage. But you see that little puddle they can step in. Right. That lets you know that wherever the water came from, it was temporary. That means that it was right. So you build a beaver dam. You build a beaver dam, and then you route the water where you want it. Then you blow the beaver dam. The beaver dam is already not natural, so when you blow it, it's going to allow the water to release easily.
Yep. Damn. Military shit.
Next one. Now remember, everything they did, they weaponized it against us, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Houston bad. Houston.
This one in Houston, Texas.
1935. Every time Houston get hit, all of a sudden it's all the black communities.
Let's go to the next one.
All right. Houston flood.
1835. What year was the other one?
1935 as well.
So it's probably the same flood. That's why I asked. Make sure we're on the same page. This is Peoria in Illinois. Like, when the last time anybody remember Peoria getting flooded out?
Yeah, what the hell?
But when you look at Peoria, there's some bodies of water that's around Peoria that can be used to flood the city. All right, next one.
Damn,
flooding must look. Let's read that again. Pay attention to what they say.
Right. The way they write.
Why would the victims be saying the flood must stop? Like somebody can control that shit.
Yeah, right. That way they word this shit. That's crazy.
Look, they having a whole protesting the floods.
Damn, you got them niggas. Right, go ahead.
Scroll down. Let's see what the bottom of it say.
Yeah, it won't let us get that.
It's too little to read.
Yeah, but just the grammatics of that, just that statement. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't no water on the ground.
Yeah.
They marching down the dry ass street. They marching down the dry ass street saying that somebody got to end these floods.
Damn.
And then look at their clothes so you can see about the time frame we're dealing with.
Yeah. Probably
like
the 70s, 60s.
It's like the 40s, yeah, like 60s.
Yeah,
that might be
70s. Yeah, it could be 30s too.
No, it ain't the 30s.
It's probably like in the 50s, between 50s and 70s.
Yep.
Yep. I say more leaning to like the 60s, like doing this had to be doing people getting it had to be the I say 50s. I say the 50s.
Now, when we look back in history books and we look at articles like this, go back up to the headline.
Okay.
Whatever was going on when this happened, we have no memory of it.
Yep.
They never taught us about it in schools, but it's here. Now you got a group of people saying the flooding must stop. That's victims of being flooded. That's doing a protest. And if don't nobody ever tell us they was flooding cities out, this wouldn't make any sense.
Yep. Yep.
This would be totally irrational. Right? But when you realize that we've been at a perpetual war for 500 years, and this is part of a protracted struggle, and every time we start coming up to a little bit, they do something like this to bring us back down. Let's go on the next one.
This is crazy, man. Somebody said that in like the 70s. So they've been over the 70s. All right. The flood, Elizabeth Street, December. This is like the 1862, I think. December 8th, 6 p.m. I'm trying to figure out what city it was in.
On Elizabeth Street.
Elizabeth.
I forgot where this was. I think this is in this is out west. I think this is a California city.
Okay, all right.
But you can see the carriage in the water. But history got to tie them together with a common denominator to tell me they working together in the open using different strategies. It's called a collateral attack in military strategy and in legal terminology. You're doing two different things at the same time, but y'all both are trying to accomplish the same goal. So when you trace Pan-Africanism, it's going to say W.E.B. Du Bois was the founder of Pan-Africanism. But then it's going to tell you another place that Marcus Garvey was the father of Pan-Africanism. Right? Now they get in the public domain, they are arguing, and in their argument, they are expressing the valid points of the grievances that they seeing from the angle that they working. Right? So when Du Bois write a negative article to left bump Garvey, Garvey write a negative article to left bump back, but within the article, fuck the left bump. It's a secret there in the open. In the open secret was there's a part of it called The War and Soul where Du Bois tell you that they give you an artificial perception of the self in this system using an educational system. And Garvey, in response, tell you that you the most powerful spiritual being, and up you mighty people do what you will. They can't use they conjure to overcome you if you're aware of what they're doing. Right? So when you know the conjure and you read the Marcus Garvey famous whirlwind speech, look for me in the whirlwind, look for me in the cyclone and the elements of the earth. When you know the conjure, you know what he's saying. But when you don't know the conjure, it's just a badass speech. It's just a cold piece of work. But it's another level when you know the conjure. So I was a independent, self-taught conjure man, studying all of the priests till I became a master, self-raised master. Right? And I acknowledge all my elders that came before me that gave me the pieces to the puzzle. Right? And I come to them in honor and distinction because I don't take sides with my mother line or my father line. They both better bump fucking straight. Right? Because my mama taught me, honor thy mother and thy father that their days may be long on the earth. Right? So I use that as a value tool for family. This is how we get to understand how to internalize the overall value of family. By honoring your parents, it gives you favor with your ancestors, and they help you to clean up generational curses that's in your DNA.
So we got it's good you started with Garvey. Okay, you started with Garvey, and then I specifically, like what is the link between going from like Noble Drew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and even now, with somebody like Dr. York? Is there a connection between all of those individuals?
Okay, so this is what we know. We know that at one time Elijah Muhammad was a member of the Moorish Science Temple. And his name was Robert Poole Bey.
Okay.
We know that he then left there and joined up with the Ahmadiyya sect of Muslims and began to learn Islam before he encountered Master Muhammad in the 1929 year after the Noble Drew Ali died, when he separated.
Yeah.
We know this in his FBI file. He changed his name to Robert Gulam. And Robert Gulam was the name of the Ahmadiyya leader. Right? Then he changed his name when he was the secretary in Chicago. He worked in the offices of Marcus Garvey. And at this time, he was learning from Fard Muhammad. Because this is like 1930. So while he's being a member of Garvey's team as a secretary, he's changed his name now, according to the FBI files, to Robert Black.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now Elijah Muhammad has a direct link to Garvey
Mm-hmm.
and a direct link to Noble Drew Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now fast forward. Yahweh bin Yahweh, Hulan
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell, Hulan
Mm-hmm.
X. Elijah Muhammad sent him to cover the doctrine of the Hebrew Israelite. Puddin, Father God Allah, Clarence, 13X.
Mm-hmm.
He told Elijah that he had to go get the young children that couldn't tolerate the strict discipline of the FOI in the Nation of Islam,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to organize the ones that's going to be smoking weed on the corner, hustling the block. They had to be organized as well as a tribe unto themselves because they behave the same.
Yeah.
So he used the 120 as the teaching tool in order to give them their piece to the puzzle in order to talk across the land.